Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new episode of the Challenge 40 Battle of the Eras. This is the official episode 2, and it is like a continuation from the previous episode where we left off with the voting, and we're literally jumping right into all of the eliminations straight off the bat. And they are like kind of going back to explain what happened instead of like us seeing like the actual like the end, I guess, or maybe it wasn't. We didn't see them get told that
Yeah, that's what I was like. I
I
was
thought I missed the
confused.
part.
Yeah, I thought I missed something because somebody was like, I think it was like somebody who got nominated officially was like, "Oh yeah, I got nominated." I was like, "Wait, did you?" Because I don't remember
Yeah.
that happening. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so they like started them off at the arena, and we already saw who was going in, and then as they were coming down, or like as TJ called them down, then they would kind of flash back to
yeah.
what happened, or them being told that they were going into elimination by the winners. But
So
yeah,
I'm assuming they only doing that because it's a lot to get through.
yeah,
So, but
I agree. I
I hope
agree.
that's not a every episode thing because
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah, it's 8 eliminations. They don't really have time for
Yeah.
they don't really have time for all that.
So, like you said, TJ basically explains throughout history of the game that 4 eliminations had defined each error. Error 1 gave us balls in. Error 2 gave us pole wrestle. Error 3 gave us hall brawl, and error 4 unveiled take shelter. I
I
would
think
say that's elimination I would have not put in because it's only like what 2, 3 people that did it.
which one?
But anyway,
Which
tonight
one?
they'll
Which
be
one
playing
would you? Which one wouldn't you have put in?
Take Shelter.
Yeah, like take shelter. Obviously, I think
Is
it
that
was
a staple?
good, but yeah, I wouldn't say it was a staple. They only did it like once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, it is iconic because it's only iconic because it is the one that sent out CT. I
Yeah.
think
The
that's
biggest
why they
upset.
were, huh?
The biggest upset by the
Yeah, I
people.
think that's why they consider it iconic. I don't think anything else about it is, I mean, I think it's good, but like it's basically what's the one that they always did? It's the one they always did that is iconic. The one,
The Type of Nine one.
yeah, so the one with the knots where it's like a pyramid, that is the
Yeah,
one
they have
that,
to go through the hoops
yeah,
and try
that's
to.
the one that's more well known. It's similar to that.
Yeah, but I guess
But
because they couldn't have that, because I think that's error 2 or 3. So I guess they was
yeah,
like, that's the one they wanted, but they was like, we can't do that because that's in 2 of the same
yeah,
era.
yeah. So this one
Yeah.
I guess is iconic because it was the one that sent CT home against somebody who was like a rookie.
Don't do too much on Jay that season at least.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say no. Jay not on my. He is not on
That
my
season,
list
Jay,
anymore. So
yes,
I'm
he was
not
rooting
protecting
for
him
it.
anymore.
But balls in was drawn by error 3, so they'll go first. And this is basically like we already know. One player is on offense, the other is on defense. The game is simple. Score the most goals in 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, we have Naya and Amanda, and
Mm-hmm.
apparently there was a conversation, continuation where Amanda and Corey, again, I
What?
understand where Amanda is coming from, but at the same time, there's a way you got to go about it.
I
But
mean, Amanda's like me and you are cool. You're my number one. Maybe Corey didn't understand, but you're my number one. So why would you throw me in? I understand her feelings, but also I don't know why she would trust Corey. And
yeah,
because Corey is,
and we know for a fact that Corey is all about self-preservation.
yeah, Corey is not. I don't think he is the first person people think when they think of a snaky player. And I'm not saying he is a snaky player, but Corey has always been willing to trade to a different side if it benefit him. Unless
Yeah,
it's Nelson, I will say that. Unless it's Nelson, Corey has always been like, they're gonna benefit me better.
what you gonna do
It's
for
a,
me?
yeah, it's a
Like
game, so I'm gonna go with them. Or like it's a game, so I'm not sticking to. I'm not gonna be loyal to this person. So Corey has always been willing to do that. Like even games where it's just him and all rookies, he'd be willing to play with the rookies.
yeah,
Um, if he think it'll get him through. So cool, yeah. So I don't think Corey's necessarily a snaky player, but he is about
self-preservation.
Self-preservation over like any loyalty to anybody. Again, except for Nelson.
Yeah. I think my thing is, and we see this later on down the line, if we have an understanding, whether I tell you or not, I don't know what people, because it was the recurring theme this episode where we need to verbally say you're my number one, because apparently people are just like, yeah, we had conversations, but we never say anything in stone. Like that whole, and I think that's where Amanda was coming from. It's like, why do we need to have a conversation if we already know what's understood? What's understood don't gotta be explained. Literally.
Yeah, we already know we're cool. We talked about it. And like literally, if Amanda would have won, he would not have expected to even be an option to go in. So he would have been like, me and Amanda are cool. Like, I'm not worried at all. Yeah, just like she shouldn't have been. But like I said, I would always been worried with Corey because he is definitely willing to throw his people that are on his side in. But yeah, and I'm with Tina. I love Amanda because, like Tina said, she is a truth sayer. She does not care. Like, she's gonna say it like, you hope I don't come back, because if I come back, we're gonna throw every mission.
That's the part I was like, Amanda, don't say too much now.
But even but this instance,
but she knew she wasn't coming back.
Yeah, but this throwing every mission in this game doesn't matter. At least if they follow the same format throughout the whole thing, it doesn't matter if you throw every mission because it doesn't affect the other people on your team. For you to throw every mission, it just puts you in the bottom every single time. so that doesn't matter. But if it was a team mission, then she could, like, that could be a real threat. But yeah, I love Amanda. I love her. If Amanda was like
and she actually trained for some of these.
Exactly. If Samantha was like a super strong competitor, I think she's great, a great challenger in the sense of like,
she knows how to get under people's
anybody, the storyline, being funny, being entertaining. But she has trouble when it comes to actually the challenges and elimination. But if she actually was like doing it at the elimination and stuff, people be so scared because it's like, she gonna come back at me, she gonna get me eliminated.
Oh, and she get back out what she's saying.
yes, I would love that. But
so she goes against Naya. I also will say I didn't appreciate Laurel. I think it was Laurel who basically said, no, never mind. That's later on down the line. But so Amanda's going against Naya. So Amanda does score the first goal. She was able to shake and shimmy past Naya. And then basically that was it. After that,
after that, Naya is heavier than her and able to like forcefully move her out the way more so. And I was able to score. Amanda did good with like maneuvering and being like scrappy and everything, but after that it was really nothing to be done because just Naya's more powerful than her. And I love everybody falling in love with Naya.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, we also see that both Josh and Kylan are having a nice little crush. Little does Josh know that Naya is going to be Kylan's little boo thing. So
you said she is.
Yeah, based off the trailer, her and Kylan was kissing. So I wonder how that's going to play out for Josh and Kylan since they're on the same era. So next up we have Leroy and Tony. We do see a moment where Roy Lee, the barber, is back cutting Brandon's hair. And, him and Tony share that, they were never the ones who were voted first in elimination. Tony, mentions how, he's been out of the game and he's at the bottom of everyone's totem pole. And that's not a nice feeling. And, they both got families, but they're going to take each other out and, do what they're going to have to do because at the end of the day, they got to fight for this. And Lee came in confident, but Tony in the off season was like, hey, bro, I does this. Like, Don't take don't think you know me from the past. So yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much
good for Tony. He did. It was really no question once the game started because he just came in very, very powerful. Like just like kind of like I don't even know what the metaphor would be, but he was just really strong and throwing Leroy around. And I was like, Leroy and him are both big dudes or tall dudes, and he was flipping and all types of stuff. So I once that first body slam, I was like, oh, only about to win.
yeah. Number one, which is pole wrestle. You know, Derek mentions how he is synonymous with pole wrestle. He's pretty sure done every one that's been in the game. And he done I think he did the first one as well. And you
Derek,
know,
oh well, in
mentioned,
the regular game, I say I like Derek, but he ain't done no pole wrestle against Letarian now. That would have been over, Derek. But that was
um,
all star. So
yeah. So you know, Derek and Mark are great friends, and unfortunately, they have to send one home. You know, everybody calls Derek the pit bull, and you know he has a lot of fight and a lot of heart. And yeah,
yeah.
surprisingly, Derek did his big one on that one.
I mean, I wasn't with this one. I
I
didn't have.
wasn't surprised, but
Yeah, it wasn't. You said it wasn't a surprise.
I wasn't surprised.
Like I wasn't surprised, but if Mark would have won, I also wouldn't have been surprised. Both of them are equally yoked in different ways. Like Mark
Yeah,
is solid. Mark is solid.
like Derek not picking him up. Like
Yeah, exactly. So Mark is solid. He big. He's strong, and like yeah, nobody has no vendetta to go against him really. So like you're not coming with extra revenge behind your punches, but Derek is scrappy. He ain't gonna quit. He's smaller, so he able to tunnel into stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like he able to maneuver better. So I was like, it could go either
he was in
way.
a good position and just holding it.
Yeah, so it could go either way. So when Mark was on top, I was like, tracks. When Derek was getting out of it, I was like, tracks. Like I mean, I like both of them, so I didn't care which one won.
Yeah. So next up is Anissa and Katie.
Oh wait,
Uh,
we didn't say Derek won that one.
oh, Derek did win that one. It was pretty much 2-0. Next up we have Anissa and Katie, which I don't think is necessarily fair, but to Katie's credit, she did put up a good fight. But like
Yeah.
Anissa said, she thick, so she was gonna use that against Katie.
Yeah,
But
but it's
Katie was
not about fair or like it's not about fair. But with Katie and Anissa, I mean, I feel like we knew who was going to win that because especially since that elimination is all about strength. Very surprised they did mostly all the eliminations that are about strength. Really, I was like, okay, we're not throwing no puzzles into none of these eliminations, but whatever. And
who said it? Casey said it, or Rachel. Basically, because I don't think season 39 we haven't had a real physical challenge in I think like 2 seasons.
I think
So
because they've been trying to make it more fair. They've been
yeah,
trying
so
to
I think
make it
because
even.
this 40th season, they was like going back to basic. Let's have the hall brawls. Let's have the polls. Everything physical. Physical, you get a physical. You get a
Maybe
physical.
they're gonna do like next week. Next time it's gonna be puzzles, and this time is that maybe they're gonna update. I don't know, but with Katie versus Nisa, I feel like everybody already knew who was gonna win. It's something that was mostly all physical, and but and I like Katie and I like Anissa, but Anissa, I know I like I like Anissa as far as the show goes, but she did frustrate me in this episode and some of the seasons recently because she's like,
She feels entitled that she deserves to be in the final.
she's like
Like, girl.
she's like I want to make it to the end. I'm tired of like getting to a certain point and then being okay with just leaving. Well, I need you to come here like you want to win because when she comes, she doesn't be strong at the challenges or strong. I mean, she
Well, I would say she's strong
at the
in the
elimination.
dailies for the most part. Like she has daily wins under her belt. I think the problem is, one, she has this entitlement where she thinks that her friendships are like the only thing that she needs in this game. And then two, she's not good at the eliminations. And then three, when she does get to a final, you gas it out. Like,
yeah. And I just like, and I think it's because like, she's like, I'm one of the vets too, which she is. She is an OG. I consider Anissa OG.
yeah.
And
But
she
also,
feel like they should also have her back. But I'm like, no, girl, if you are OG, then that means they know that you, if we in a final where it's a team final, you would probably not be the best for their game. And you would want to change that if you are saying you want to make it to a final. Just like last episode, I forgot to mention, she was like, now I'm gonna be tied with Kara, just to make sure I hold my record over Kara. I was like, are you really trying to hold a record that you the elimination? I was like, I
and
was
then
like,
it's like,
you still got a comparison.
and then you, Kara's records are too different because she has less losers than you. Like, y'all might
Yeah.
been in the same amount of eliminations, but her ratio is not like yours. Yours like 26-26, and hers is like 26-5 or something like that. Like, of course, it's
Yeah.
not.
So I was like, I guess. But in the like the first episode, no, this episode, where she's telling Rachel, I do agree, Rachel not saying her name is a not like giving leaving up to CT is a cop out, because obviously CT is going to vote me in and you are my friend. So if you're my friend, do not leave it up to CT. So I agree with that. So be real and say you wanted me into, you just didn't want to be the one to say it. So I agree with Anissa. That is Rachel. Rachel, come on, girl. Like, obviously you were trying to play her. But if not you and Katie, who? Like, look at that team. Who else would it be? Maybe Tina.
So next up is era 4 in the hall brawl. So everybody kept saying that this is the personal beef team.
The personal beef team. I want to say probably is delusional if he thinks that him and Theo are the main event. Was like, I forgot you all didn't even like each other. First of all, that's number one. This is not a beef that the challenge fandom has been waiting for. I am sorry. Maybe you have. I have
This
not.
was like 6 years in the making. I was like, 6 years.
I
They had a
don't even remember y'all
like,
being on here that long. And he was like, everybody knows this is the main event. I was like, what? But when they went, Polly and Theo, yeah, Polly got tore up. I was like, oh.
Theo. Hey.
It was really like Theo been even in the gym, because Theo, I feel like always been athletic. Obviously, Theo always been athletic. But
And
I
he got
feel
a fake eye. So it's
like,
like, oh
you know
no.
what?
And he got a fake eye. So
He think high. What's it again?
I said he got a fake eye.
Oh, no. So he always been athletic. So I didn't expect him to be like lose or be no pushover, nothing. But he has bulked up. Like, he's always been like tall and
Yeah.
like endurance wise with running and everything. But I think now he
He got
seems,
that bad body and he had to shape it
yeah,
up.
he seems he's like bigger, more muscly. And so when he ran through Polly, I was like, oh God, Polly.
It was a commentary for me. Everybody was like, Paulie the soul done left his body. Yeah, like, yeah, it was. Paulie was like, oh yeah, I'm shaking. I can't see, but I'm still gonna try.
Yeah. So I mean, Polly, at least it wasn't like it wasn't fair. I couldn't see. He went too. He didn't get no excuse. He was like, yeah, that was crazy. So I was like, okay, Paulie. But and I like Paulie once he got like calmer. Like last season, last time we saw him, in this season, he is much calmer, which is fine, which is good. And so I like this version of Paulie. But yeah, Olivia was getting her life, seeing Thea. I was like, okay, because yes. But yeah, that was a clear once the first one was done, I was like, oh, there's no way. So yeah, Theo won that one.
Yeah. So next up, unfortunately, also, Paulie mentions that this is a nightmare and an embarrassment, and that he he will hate to watch the playback and all that good stuff. So we'll see how that goes. And I wonder, hopefully, that the beef is dead now. The first round between Nerese and Olivia. Olivia takes it. Everybody was surprised because there was barely no contact, and they just
I
kind
think
of.
they were. I think at this point they must have had a conversation beforehand or something that were kind of cool because I think the reason
I
have.
thought it's just more so we just don't want to slam into each other.
Well,
Like
I think that too, but
I'm
also they used to be friends. I feel like Nerese came into this challenge at least maybe the
she's
elimination, this
her.
episode, kind of ready to forgive Olivia or just over the beef or something like that. Because I think with them not wanting to really contact, I think that was some we we were friends type of thing. Like I don't want to hurt you. I don't
Yeah.
want to get into it like that. And
Okay.
I was okay with it. I mean, I know everybody's like, oh, like bull. Everybody kind of seemed like boring. They wanted them to hurt each other. But I was like, I'm glad they did that because don't let. What was that season where
Nelson and then Fessy.
with Fessy breaking people's fingers and all types of stuff? I was like, no, we would never be friends again if you slammed into me like you done lost your mind and we are friends and you slammed into me like that. Yeah, don't hit my line ever.
Yeah.
So I was okay with them dodging each other. You got 7 other events to watch that'll bring you entertainment. Um if we are gonna make up, don't slam into me like you like lost your mind.
Yeah.
So
So
I was okay with it actually.
yeah. Next was round two, which was a little bit more contact. But unfortunately the outcome is the same. We do see a point where Nerese get past Olivia, but Olivia, everybody was
Olivia
telling,
dragged her back at the last second.
yeah, because Olivia literally could have won a little bit faster, but she was
She
holding
was
on to,
holding Nerese
yeah,
leg. I think
I,
she didn't know how far. I mean, you in the moment, so maybe and she was laying down flat on her back and on the ground. So maybe she don't know how far Nerese had got her in that tunnel, which wasn't that far. So maybe she's just like, I gotta hold her back because she could win because she's on her feet. And I think if I'm laying down and you are actually on your feet and I let you go, you have a good chance of getting there, no matter what the distance was for that. So
yeah,
I think that was what her thought process is. But once she dragged Nerese back and they were both kind of on their feet, like in a kind of standing position, I was like, oh no, I was like, it's over. And so yeah, Olivia won that. And plus, I knew Olivia was gonna win before it started, not because of any physical or her being stronger than Nerese or nothing like that. No, but because I knew that Theo and Olivia eventually
that's,
together and we hadn't seen it. So I was like, they haven't fleshed out the Olivia Theo storyline, so Olivia's gonna win
yeah.
because we haven't seen it. So yeah, that's why I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only thing I hate about the trailers. Because even though we knew Amanda wasn't gonna win, but the trailer showed Naya and Kylan kissing, so we knew Naya was gonna be in there for a little bit longer.
Also, Tori got on here and said it is Tori got on this camera and said Olivia and Horacio like showing affection, being in the game together is not good for their game. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, not Tori, who we spent the whole Tori, who we spent that whole season. What was that? 30, 37, whatever that one season was. That was all about her and Jordan, and they was fighting every episode, getting back together every episode. I was like, not that Tori, because I was quit watching the
Tori, who
challenge.
out of 75 of them, she had a romantic interest.
I
Like,
said, not that Tori trying to tell people about who should have a relationship and who should show their relationship in the challenge. Not that Tori.
so next up, we have Era 2, Take Shelter. They have 20 minutes to use building materials to barricade their bunker as best as they can. After 20 minutes, they'll switch spots. The first player to break through the other's bunker will win the game. Men and women are playing simultaneously. This is the most mental game out of the night and
Yeah,
physical
and mhm.
out of
And if
the
you
four.
want to talk about main event, Polly, Kara will always be the main event. I was like, nobody was. We were kind of waiting for this, and mostly because this one, like you said, is not as much physical strength. Well, at first, because when it first when it was like Cara versus Kellyanne, I was like, oh yeah, Cara's gonna win, obviously. I like Kellyanne, but I was like, Cara's gonna win. Cara trains really, really hard and all this stuff. And so I think Kellyanne is super athletic too, but I just felt like Cara was gonna win, especially if it's physical. And but then we saw when it's this challenge, we've seen CT not win in this challenge. I was like, oh, I wish this wasn't the challenge that Cara got. But yeah, I think it was I think huh?
I was gonna say before we get into this, we do get back to the house where
Yeah,
basically Cara confronts Bananas. Well, she tell Polly, and then they confront Bananas and Laurel. Laurel basically says she's regret putting Cara in, but
I don't want to hear it, Laurel.
like that she feels sorry, and I'm like, what?
Laurel is actually, I just don't even understand. First of all, what?
I can hate like that. I understand love-hate relationships. Don't get me wrong, but what you have with Clara is not a love-hate. Like you literally hate her. Like she
Yeah, you
breathes
literally
wrong.
hate her. And Cara, I need Cara to wisen up. Laurel would not be able to say hello to me in the town after all the stuff she did. Like I was just walking down, like I don't hear nothing because the fact that Cara every season comes back and is willing to forgive Laurel, like maybe we can work together this season. I'm like, Cara, I mean, I don't know what's happening, but you need to get it together because Laurel, the fact that Laurel was fix her mouth. I don't know if it was this episode or last episode to say that she is tired of coaching Cara and she needs to get and Cara is the anchor. I'd be like, Laurel is gonna be one of them. You like an MCU, one of the alternate universe where that happened. This is not the regular universe.
How are you coaching her and she's an anchor when she's coming in second to you?
This is not the regular Iron Man universe. This is the universe where Tony Stark is Doctor Doom because ain't no way in regular Iron Man universe that you are saying you've been coaching Kara. I'm surprised Johnny even gave an excuse. I really am. I one of the things that I do like about Johnny is that he's okay with saying we weren't cool last season and we ain't gonna be cool this season. And you know how we left it off is how it's gonna be. I'd be okay with him saying that. But for you to say we didn't talk about it and you didn't say we was gonna do that, what are you talking about? Just say
we had a conversation. Like, don't again, this is what I said earlier. No matter when we say it, if I tell you that we're starting fresh and there's no beef, why does it matter when? Talk about his opportunity. Like, come on, Johnny. You know dang well that was
I told you then there'll be opportunity. Either way, you need strong people on your team. So I was surprised. I mean, I'm not necessarily surprised that I am surprised. I think he usually puts the game and winning over any personal beefs, but also I think he generally takes accountability for his like decisions in the game.
On Laurel too. Like Laurel was one of the decision.
He said, "Oh yeah." He's like, I was only yeah." So I was like, I expected Johnny to just be like, "You didn't like me. We not friends, or we always go against each other. So why did you think this would be any different?" So if he said that, I would have been like, "Okay." I think Paulie also would have been like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." But for him to be like, kind of making an excuse, I was like, "Oh, Johnny, I didn't think you were gonna say something like that. That's crazy."
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because he said something later on.
Oh, yes, and then later he says like after. So let's go to the thing that we go to the thing.
So basically, after the 20 minutes up, they switch and Tara and Kellyanne were a little bit closer. Kellyanne said she was like 2 seconds behind Cara. I don't think that's the case, but they were pretty close in numbers. But Cara eventually opens the cage and gets in.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like there were several times where I don't know if the rules say that the rope can't be attached to the wall, but it was several times I was like, God, squeeze in between them. Like she had it open a little bit.
Going through calls. I would
Huh?
have been going through polls. I
I was
would have
like,
been.
Cara, squeeze in between them. I know you can fit in between them and get through that because the
But
host be
I think the thing is it got to be wide enough that it's considered. Because I was saying the same thing. Because Ryan, when he opened his, he went underneath and squeezed in. So I guess it got to be like far
I
enough.
thought it was gonna be big enough for you to get in to press the button. I was like,
Yeah,
Cara, you can go now. So, but they act like they had to keep going. So, but
yeah.
yeah, Cara got that.
Alien, she said she was 2 seconds away. Again, I don't think that's the case, but she is. Car ends up winning. I think I don't know what was going on with Brandon because he was taking his time. It was his to win, but Ryan ended up again getting that door open enough and squeezing through, snaking in, and taking the win. I wouldn't say I'm present. Well, them cinder blocks. I don't know if they were fake cinder blocks because the way he was tossing it can't be real. But
What do you mean? You get strength when you upset. You get strength when you in the moment.
but
And Ryan did great. He did great.
he did. I want to say great, but he did good.
He did great. Why are you trying to
He did,
play Ryan?
he did good. Like I said, Brandon was literally. I don't know why Brandon didn't try to like push some chains open a little bit. He's sitting on his knees trying to unravel. Like, sir, you don't got time for this. Like, open because literally everything was off of his minus the chains. But
But yeah,
yeah,
so
so
Carl won
Florida,
her and
yeah,
Ryan won his. And like we were saying, Johnny says like now he hopes that
they can.
he basically says, are we supposed to keep going against each other? We like basically he's saying he hopes we can all set this aside. No, it's my turn to revenge. Like,
and
why people always want to
honestly,
set it aside after I win? We should have set it aside at the beginning when I said I was sorry for whatever. Now you want to set it aside? No,
no,
baby.
the
Like,
words in the words of one Cardi B, if blank has beef with me, we're
y'all
gonna
have
be
beef forever.
at that moment that I told you this is a clean game. I know we have history, but let's set it aside because again, we're in a team now, and the way we play with each other affects the way this team operates. So by you sending me down when you have someone you don't even know in Aviv, I don't know if her and Johnny played together. Whatever. I'm pretty sure
But
they.
no, they never put together. Aviv only been on this challenge once. That's why I was so confused. Aviv only done one season. She do not know these people. And so I was like, you all hate Cara so much that you have a literal stranger sitting here that you do not know. And you're in there, and they're like, when Laura was talking or whoever was talking, saying like, we have strong competitors, and Cara's well, I'm sure it was Laurel. Cara's the only anchor. I was like, Aviv played one season a long time ago. You don't
They was
know her,
like,
like you don't know her strengths. What are you talking about? So
it,
yes, I was like, no, no, Johnny. If Takara throw you in, do not, and you know he gonna pull like, see, this is why we not. Hold on. He gonna be like, see, this is why we not cool because you did this, blah blah. Now we ain't never gonna be cool. Why was it up to me to bridge the gap? Why was it up to me to let it go when I asked you first? So yeah, Johnny and Laurel, yeah, hoping they don't make it. I mean, I'm sure they'll make it far because these are the characters that make it far because they are strong. So but I'm hoping they don't win. But
and TJ tells the challengers that he'll see them soon, and everybody looking confused because the 8 losers are still there. So once they leave, TJ lets the eliminated players know they have not left. Lets the eliminated players know that they are going home. He had to let them know that, which is
I like, like I don't get too happy. You are actually going. You know, some of them probably like, Redemption Island. No, there is no Redemption House.
yeah. But however, they still have a chance to affect the game and who wins the $1 million. Each of them gets a karma vote. TJ won't reveal how the vote impacts the game, but they could be making $1 million decision. They must rank.
Yeah.
They must rank the remaining challengers on a scale of 1 to 5, and we'll have to wait to see how this impacts the game.
So they rating all the players, and you know, people's decisions on how they rate people. Everything was fine, but I do not understand Brandon rating Ryan a 0 or a 1. literally, Ryan is your competitor. Like you have no beef with Ryan besides that he beat you. It didn't make sense. He was like, Ryan -1 or Ryan 0. I was like, Ryan didn't do anything to you. He just won. Did you expect him not to win? Y'all didn't have no beef. He didn't say nothing about you. He didn't vote you in. I'm also.
Brandon was still mad about the whole chamber and how Ryan kind of was just like, yeah, I'm coming for you type of thing.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's okay. I'm like, what did he do?
We have our fantasy draft. So in first place is my team with 296. I did lose Leroy this episode. In second place is Team Say with 266. Once again, he has all his players. And then in third place with 188, we have Team GG, who lost 2 players, and Mark and Maurice.
But that is our review and recap of the episode 2 of season 40. Please like and subscribe. Let us know what you thought of all the eliminations and the winners and losers of each of the eliminations below. And we will see you on our next video.